Hello racing fans and a warm welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best, bet with WSB. Okay guys, it is a massive weekend for local racing because it is a double header on Saturday where we race at the Big T, Turpentine, and there's feature races there. It's the Joburg Spring Challenge along with the Joburg Spring Challenge for fillies and mares. They got some highly competitive racing there. Had a look at the card. Yeah, I think the exotic should pay well. Then there's racing at Durbanville, and it is the Diana Stakes and the Matcham Stakes, all sponsored by Hollywood Bets, and it was going to be a fantastic race meeting. And then on Sunday it is racing at Greyville where there are 10 races carded, so there's plenty of action. I had a look at all the cards, I must say, and what I've picked out is I've decided that I like the look of the Durbanville card on Saturday. So that is going to be the main focus for Trackside. I've picked out 4 horses at Durbanville and hopefully everything goes according to plan. And of course, I trust that I find you well. Everything's going well for the week as well. Hopefully you made a bit of cash and you're having a wonderful week punting wherever you are around the globe. And this weekend, well, we'll be hoping that everything falls into place. So away we go with our 4 horses at Durbanville on Saturday. And it'll begin early. I like this filly a lot. Her name is Red Sash. She's trained by Brett Crawford and she will be partnered by Louis Courtois. Well, on debut, she was quietly fancied and she had the run of the race considering she was barrier position 1 and she ran good. She finished a good second, first time out, and the form line, well, there haven't been many runners yet to come out from that form line, so we'll see how it works out. But you look at her 400 to finish as well, 22.5 seconds, that's a good time. So now she is drawn widest of all, 11 out of 11. That has to be a negative if you're going to follow her. But that said, having watched her first time out, I think she's got the gate speed to go and race up handy. And when I looked at the opposition that she takes on, it is special weights as it was first time out. She's taking on male company as well. But I just think with natural improvement from one run to the next, the way the stable's going, the way the jockey's going, and the way this combination is going, I think she will get punters off to a flying start. Race 1, number 11, Red Sash. Then I move along to race number 3 at Durbanville. And another horse that I really fancy on the day, it comes up in the 3rd race, and the horse's name is Gimmy's Laddie. Now this is trained by Dean Kannemeyer and Keegan DeMello, who's having a flying start to the new season. He's on a mission, Keegan. He wants to win that jockey's title and he's on top of the log. We wish him all the best. And he rides a horse called Gimmy's Laddie, who's had 2 runs, both in KZN where he debuted, and both those runs have been over 1200 meters on the poly track and at Scottsville, and they both were very good runs. After that pleasing, encouraging, promising debut, was a favorite next time out down the lane at Scottsville, and he just found one better on the day. But I think he was beaten by a very nice horse in Sunblushed, trained by Michael Roberts. I just want to quickly touch on those form lines. On debut, Slim Yanni has come out to win. There have been subsequent winners in Slurricane and Paka Imale. Potente, I know, has won in Kabeja. So that form line is looking good. And then from his last start, Sunblush, there's been winners, there have been subsequent winners, but Sunblush came out to run a good second in the Amkamazi Stakes and ran 3rd not too long ago in a Conditions Novice, I think, behind that impressive winner called Imposing. Now, I've watched this horse over 1200 meters and I have no doubt that he's seriously going to love to step up in distance. And although he's been off for 3 months, with all due respect to the field, there is not much that I can recommend in black and white. Well, some may say number 11, Max the Otter. Well, that looks to be his only danger, but when it comes to the draw, it's advantage number 2, Gimmy's Laddie. Like the horse a lot, race number 3 over that 1400 meter trip, and I'm sure Dean would have done everything possible back home to have him close to being fit, well, and ready to put his best foot forward. Then we move along to race number 5. Now this is another maiden, special weights, fillies and mares, 1400 meters the distance, and on analysis of the opposition that this filly takes on, I think Justin Snate has found the right spot for her. She is a daughter of Master of My Fate. Her name is Jazz Bella, and she'll be partnered by Richard Fourie. Now, just like Gimme's Laddie, who was in race number 3, this horse will be debuting in the province. Started off her career in KZN, and she's had 2 very good runs. Her debut run, she was unfancied in the betting market. I'm sure everybody would have been very encouraged the way she raced. And then her second start, well, she did go off as the top one, but I remember clearly that day that because of the draw, I went for the winner, which was Berengaria. And of course, this horse, Berengaria, trained by Baron Bortis and Yolanda Vosloo, won an excellent race at Scottsville and has since won again, just enhancing that form line of that last start over 1400 meters. And I think Berengaria is a filly that you can keep an eye on up in Gauteng. I think that she is progressive and she'll go on and win a fair share of races. When I go to Jazz Bella's debut run, where's that party? Acacia's Blossom has gone out to win, so it's held up very well here in KZN. And you can add Music Angel, and just the other day, just Virginia winning for the Guard Puller stable. So it's looking good. And although she comes with KZN maiden form line and taking on these horses in Cape Town, I think she is a progressive filly, this filly called Jazz Bella. And whatever beats her, I think will win here. She's got the draw, 1400 meters, no issue. They've given her some time off. It's not a lot of time, but she's got some time off from August. What's it now? We'll call it 1.5 months for her to be back home, settle down nicely. And I think Justin will have her in good form. Race 5, horse number 3, Jazz Bella. And then the last of our 4 to follow at Durbanville on Saturday will be in one of the features. Of course, I mentioned it's the Matcham Stakes, and it's the Diana Stakes sponsored by Hollywood Bets. And this is the obvious horse. If you just look at the best weighted column, she's an absolute standout. She's so far ahead of the next best weighted horse is that you think that she will be a good thing here. And I wouldn't be surprised to see her priced up in the red as well. Her name is Chansonnette. She's trained by Andre Nel. Of course, a regular rider is up, who is Grant van Niekerk. And she had a wonderful, just a wonderful 3-year-old campaign. The way the stable placed her, the way she raced. We know that she was the winner of the Cape Fillies Guineas, where she beat the very talented Desert Miracle. And she then ran in the Paddock Stakes and the Mallorca Stakes, and she put in a game effort, a gutsy effort. She really put in a determined challenge in both those races, but she was no match to an absolute star, the horse of the year, Equus Champion, Captain's Ransom. But she finished best of the rest in both those Group 1 features, and showing that she's clearly a classy filly. Unfortunately, we did not get to see her during our KZN champion season, but the Andre Nel Yard and Platinum Stable, they've given her the time off just to, get over her issues. I don't know what the reason was, or exactly what the reason was, but they've given her the time off just to recover, get over whatever problems they've had with her. And she's back for a 4-year-old campaign, and I'm very excited to see how she does as a 4-year-old, because she showed her hand. She really showed her hand as a 3-year-old, and she could be aimed at a lot of those features, maybe around the country this season as a 4-year-old. She was just a super 3-year-old, this filly. And number 6, Chansonnette. 1400 meters, no issue. I don't see an issue with her over this distance. Some may say it's on the sharp side for her. I don't think so. I think if she's anywhere near ready, 80-90% ready, it should be a 1-horse race here. Yeah, there is opposition. There's horses that are fitter than her. She's been off for a long while, but on what she's shown, I'm hoping class will prevail and the cream will rise to the top here in race number, race 7, huh? I don't want to mistake it. Yeah, it is race number 7, which is the Hollywood Bets Diana Stakes. So those are our 4 for the weekend, guys, and we're concentrating on Durbanville because that's the card that I like. Those horses stood out for me, and we wish the guys in Joburg all the best for their race meeting as well. There's some nice horses running. I mentioned it's the Joburg Spring Challenge and the Joburg Spring Challenge for the fillies and mares, and then Sunday it's 10 races. at Greyville. If I had to pick out one horse, I had a look at that card at Greyville, and there's highly competitive races. But if to pick out one horse, wait for the lucky last and follow a horse called Pedro. I think that will be very hard to beat when you need it most. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're having a wonderful day on Sunday playing at Greyville. But if you need it most, back this horse Pedro in race number 10 at Greyville. And that's it for the show, guys. Again, on behalf of World Sports Betting, thanks to all the punters, but more importantly and more especially, thanks to you, the valued customer. Have a wonderful weekend wherever you're playing. And from myself, Deez, until next week, you take care. Salaringas.